Hey guys, Ruby here. Thank you for tuning in. Today I want to talk to you guys about excuses and all the excuses that we use to not create success, to not make the money that we want, to not have the life that we want. Um, Believe it or not, I mean, you might say, "What do you mean? I have excuses to like not make money or to not create success? That's all I want." But think about it and look at the things that you say to yourself every time you're going to do something to move forward, every time you're going to do something to have a better job, right? Um, and we have all these excuses that we create. One of the things that I have done in my social media platform is ask people what's holding you back from creating the life of your dreams. What's holding you back, right? And I get these answers that sometimes I'm just like, no, 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 no. Those excuses are so limited. Those excuses are limiting you from creating the life that you want. You heard me right. Yeah, the excuses that we create around our lives, right? Like, I don't speak the language. I don't have money. I don't have a car. I don't have someone to take me. I don't have a babysitter. I don't have what you have. I don't have education. Okay, those are all excuses because if you think about it, every single item that I just mentioned, you can correct yourself. If you don't speak the language, learn the language, speak the language, and you will have a better life just with that. Think about it. You're able to communicate with two different people. And it's funny that I'm saying that, but I came to this country when I was 12 and I didn't speak the language. And my destiny was to probably work hard and make some money and get married and have kids. And, that was it, right? Um, but at that age, I was very curious. I was very curious about success. I was very curious about what people were doing to have the success that they had at that time. I remember going to Milliken Junior High in Sherman Oaks, and I came from South Central LA. Okay, so it was a bad neighborhood, and then I was going to this really rich neighborhood where the kids were very spoiled and they had everything, and the homes were beautiful, and the people had nice cars parked in their front lawn, right? And I was like, I used to ask myself, how do you get that, right? And so I learned at an early age that there was two groups of people: the people that had it all, and the people that had just enough to survive. And I was on that second group of people. And I was very curious about how to be in that other group of people, in that other area where like people had everything they wanted. Kids looked happy, they had everything they wanted: the house, the car, the money, everything, right? And so I think I was 12, 13 when my head started wondering about success and money and all that. At that time, like I said, I didn't speak the language, so for me that was a big deal to speak the language, to learn English, and not to let myself be um, be that person that didn't care enough to be in this country and learn the language, right? The other one was I don't have money. As I told you guys, I was really broke. I was a kid, but I was broke. My mom just made enough money to support my two brothers and myself. And so I was in a place of like, God, I remember I had one pair of jeans for each day of the week, right? I didn't have options. I didn't have the money to have lots of shoes and lots of stuff, right? And I remember having one pair of red tennis shoes that my mom bought me, and I wore those tennis shoes for a whole year until they had a hole at the bottom of my shoe. And I remember seeing other people just having different shoes every day, every other day. They will change and match with their clothes. I didn't have that option. And so for me, money was a big issue when I was growing up. I didn't have the kind of money that other people had. And so it was like, how do I get that, right? And so I started working hard. I started getting a job. I was only 14. I was going to school. I was working with my mom where she was working just to make enough money on the weekend and and buy different things, right? The other one was education for me. For me, I wanted to know more. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to do things. I wanted to know how to do things better. And so I figure out how to go to school. I figure out how can I get into school. Um, as a trouble kid, because I was trouble, I dropped out of junior high, I dropped out of high school, I got pregnant when I was 16, got married by the time I was 17, divorced by the time I was 18, 19. And so I had a crazy life, okay? But I was very curious. And so by the time um, I got divorced from my husband and I was on my own, I was like, how can I make my life better? And that's when I decided I'm done with excuses. I don't have to stay where I'm at. I can actually create the life that I want. Maybe I didn't say it with those words, but that was my goal. And so I decided to go back to school. I got my GED. I started going to university of, not university, I'm sorry. I started going to Trade Tech actually to take English classes and math classes. I ended up taking every class that they had in that school. I took, I don't know, maybe 130 units, okay, of different things. And at that point, I didn't care for a degree. I was more into just learning everything um, from from health, PE, English, math, philosophy, and I mean I learned everything, history. Okay, it was really fun, and I learned a lot. After doing that for many years, I decided to go to University of Phoenix and actually get a degree in business management. So I stopped my excuse of I don't have the education to get a better job, right? I went and I got a better job. I got the education. I got a better job. I make more money. And so my story is to share with you. My story that I'm sharing with you guys is to let you guys know that there's no excuses. Whatever it is that you want to do with your life, you can make it happen. If you don't have the money for something, get a second job, get a part-time job, do something from home, promote something, do something where you can make that extra money, figure out the way. If you don't have the education, no excuses. There's free education here in the United States. You can actually go to college and take classes. The prices that we pay are pennies compared to what you could be paying. And so if you really want to go to school, if you want to educate yourself, you can do it. Um, the other one is I don't have a car. Well, let me tell you, I went to school for 8 years. And on and off, I went from having a car, not having a car, having a car, not having a car. And when I didn't have a car, I bought tokens and I took the bus to go to school. I was determined to make it. I was determined to finish my school. I was determined to show up. The only times that I missed school was when I didn't have a token to take to school, or I didn't have $5 to put gas in my car, right? And so the other one is I don't have a babysitter. I don't have someone to help me. Have you asked around? Have you asked someone? I feel that if you ask someone, can you babysit for me? I want to go out and party. No one will do it if you're a single mom. But if you're a mother that's trying to better herself and you really are trying to better yourself and they see you trying, your family, your neighbors, your friend, your best friend, they will be willing to sacrifice a few hours a day to be there with you and help you with your baby and do whatever it takes to get you to where you want to be. So part of being successful is getting rid of excuses. Part of being successful is to show up and do the work. A lot of the time, you show up day after day and you don't know where you're going with your life. You don't know where this is going to take you. But in the long run, let me tell you, all those sacrifices that you make, showing up every day, sacrificing time with your family, getting that extra job, that part-time job, showing up to school and be the best that you can be will pay off. I did it myself. I come from nothing and I have created a good life for myself. And it all started by getting rid of all my excuses it all started by just doing the things that I needed to do, and just showing up. And excuses, no excuses. It didn't matter what it was. I figured out a way. Um, like they said, when there's a will, there's a way, right? And so whatever it is that you want to do out there in the world, if you get rid of those excuses, if you say, I want to do this, I want to go to school, but I don't have the money, figure out the money. There will be a way. Trust me, when you want something bad enough, you will make it happen. If you want to have a business, take the classes, take the tool, take the classes that you need to have a better life. Create the tools that you need for that. Just make it happen. And so hopefully this video helps you to create the life that you want by starting to take one step at a time and making things happen in your life. Whether it's money, whether it's success, whether it's getting a new job, a new career, just change places, have a new home, whatever it is, you can do it. Okay, just get rid of those excuses. Look at and analyze yourself and ask yourself, what's holding me back, and then get rid of that excuse and just move forward with your life. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, to share the video, and if you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. I do read all my comments, and I'm trying to create new videos based on comments that you guys leave on my videos. And so please feel free to do that, and I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.